You got to get up. You got to get up every once in a while. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the market that never goes down. Oh, wait, you thought the market was going to go down? What? Because it went down for 6 days? Again, every time you look at a chart, I chuckle as a bear, right? And I look at the chart over any longer extended period of time, right? Periodicity is the word. And I try to find all those times where I was super, super, super bearish, and all they are little bip, boop, bip, bop, boop. Even the pandemic, bip, China, bip, oh, bird flu, bip. Just little specks in a market that just perpetually only goes up. It never, ever, ever, ever goes down. And there are days like today where it's just like, what am I even doing here? Like, why even bother watching? But there is a reason to watch. Day trading is very, very specific. And if you are just looking to make a day's pay, not just buying the dip in AMD and waiting 5 days and getting paid, because obviously that worked. Not for me, of course, because I buy AMD 3 days ago thinking, all right, AMD's getting crushed. It's probably a good time to buy it. And then it breaks a stop loss that I have and I lose money. And then I try it again, I lose money. And I look back and I'm like, how the fuck did I lose money trading AMD last week on the long side? Somehow I did. And here it is up 10 points from when I was trading it last week. So that's the frustrating part about day trading, because when you look back at some of the losses you took, especially, and I'm not saying on shorts, anything you've shorted, probably, and obviously, especially the QQQ. And I'm not talking about some worthless biotech stock that crashed and went back to zero that had no business doing what it was doing in the first place. I'm talking about like legitimate stocks. I know there's only a handful of legitimate stocks in the first place, but when I look back as a day trader, right, and I use my father as a perfect example. When I would talk to him, I was like, so I would explain to him what day trading is. And, let's say I bought 2,000 shares of AMD, whatever it was, let's say $60, and the stock went up 50 cents, and I made $1,000, right? My father would say, so let me get this straight. You laid out 120 grand to make a grand? You're an idiot. He never understood the whole concept. But that's what day trading is all about. You are laying out. You're not investing. You're not putting that money at risk. It is what it is. You have to buy, if you want to buy 1,000 shares of a $60 stock, you're putting $60 out there, but you're not really risking the 60,000. And again, in an investment, if you're buying something at $60, you're obviously not risking the whole 60 unless you have the worst luck in the world and the stock actually goes to zero. It's very rare for a stock to go to zero. It does happen. But anyway, you see all the green on the screen, right? There gets to a point, right, where you have to start saying to yourself, I don't need to be doing this, right? There's no reason to sit at the desk when there's zero volatility. You get a few trades. So what there's the fade, right? There's the fade. Oh, by the way, yes, thank you. We just had the bed party. Before I get into the stocks, let's talk about bed parties for a second. Is this a new thing that it was born out of COVID? It's just another like pseudo holiday now, where if your kid's going to school, oh, by the way, the boys don't do this. The boys like, oh, congratulations. That's it, and it's over. The girls, they got to organize. They gotta convince the other girl to get out of the house. They gotta finagle. They gotta make it a surprise, and then everybody comes to the house and they buy everything. I mean, if there's something with Georgia Bulldogs on it, I own it right now, and it's like the greatest thing in the world for memorabilia and sportswear and all that stuff. Just like Valentine's Day, they invent these holidays so we could spend more money. And by the way, that's what causes inflation, by the way. It's not Joe Biden causing inflation. It's the reason inflation is here is that nobody wants to stop buying things. Stop buying things. Anyway, but we got so much shit in my house with Georgia on it right now, even to the point where, again, I don't know where bed parties started. I think it is out of COVID. I don't even know if it's a world. I don't know if it's a nationwide thing. I think I don't see people down in every other state doing this. I think it's like an East Coast thing. I could be wrong. It's not like freestyle music. Freestyle music from the 80s really was only popular in certain areas. Anyway, I'm going off on too many different subjects right now. But you know what also fucking makes me laugh? That if you go to a restaurant, and my daughter has these, I saw the Georgia Bulldog candles, but they're not candles. They're like road flares. And supposedly, ever go to a restaurant now and you get a birthday cake? They don't come out with a candle anymore. They come out with this fucking road flare. And it's, and everyone's happy birthday to you. And the thing's just blasting smoke and fire and sparks everywhere, right? And they're done singing happy birthday. And then you got to sit there. What seems like an agonizing 2 or 3 minutes for this thing to go out. Is this thing ever going to go out? The whole restaurant's full of smoke. Everybody stops singing. Everyone's looking at you, waiting for this thing to go out. And it becomes like this weird, awkward moment. But somebody got them for us with the Georgia logo on. I'm like, don't like those in the house. It's just so sick. But no, what's sick? What's sick is you thinking that you're going to make money as a bear, like me. I used to have hair, but I'm a bear. It rhymes. I have not lost more money on anything else. I've lost more money trading short because you're always hoping for more. So either you give back the money that you were up or you turn it into a loss. Just like I did. Now it's going back down, which kind of sucks. But here. So take, for example, this stock. I never heard of this stock. I should have. I don't know why I don't know about this. Fresh Pet, right? Fresh Pet. FRPT. Never heard of this stock. I've heard of a million stocks. I don't know why I never heard of Fresh Pet. So the first thing I noticed, it was gapped up huge on earnings. So what do? You look to play the fade. The fade is just profit taking at the open. And that profit taking, I don't know what I'm pointing at, that profit taking usually ensues when you break the VWAP. All right, cool. But then the bear schmuck that I am, it starts to fall. I'm up a little bit on a little bit of shares, and I'm thinking, all right, here we go. I'm going to add to my winning position. I'm going to really make some money on this trade. No, you're not. You're not going to make any money. As soon as you add to the short position, that's where you got it wrong. Because nothing ever fucking goes down. Even when it goes down, it goes right back up. So I short more as it's breaking the 120 and the 117.50, and I'm loading up thinking I'm going to make $8, $10, $12, $15,000 on this trade. No, gave it all back. And then it goes right back to the point where you can't take any more pain, stops your ass out, and you go from making $500 or $600 to giving back the 5 or 6 plus some. So again, it's just like it's a losing game. It's almost to the point where I don't want to short anymore. But then what's the point? What's the point? If you can't short stocks, there generally is no point to trade. Then you're an investor. You just buy stocks and hold them, right? So right now, I'm a little fucking disheveled. I'm a little bewildered how this market refuses to go down. And even when you get the short right, of course it's going to break lows while I'm doing this video. Even when you get the short right, chances are you're going to overstay your welcome and lose money on the trade. It's absolutely nuts. But I just wanted to say hi, and we got a lot of cool things going on. Soon on, like I said, I'm going to be able to press one button. I'll be streaming on my site, streaming on YouTube, streaming on the Twitter, maybe even do the TikTok and the Instagram all simultaneously. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Help me build back what I thought I might have had. There was a point where it was just me and 3 other guys talking about the stock market on YouTube. You've seen my kids literally grow up on YouTube. I've been doing these videos since 2007, and nobody knows who the fuck I am. And I've been getting it mostly right because I'm probably the most transparent trader there is. That's why I'm so fucking angry all the time, because I can't hide it. It's a very frustrating business, and I look at all this stuff I've done. I just looked at some of the trades I just did a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, how the fuck did I lose money on these goddamn trades? And then I look at I had this great idea to buy the Trump stock, and I was like, you know what? At 22.50, this is a no-brainer. What are you risking? 2 points? This thing could go back to 50 any day, and it goes back to 50. What do I have to show for it? Nothing. So, to my friend out there that still wants to know about every trade that I do, listen, all I'm doing now is shorting UVXY. It's boring, but it works. Without shorting UVXY, I'd probably be having a bad year. So, but to my friend, I'm curious, this is for Chris. Would you, now remember, I have a service, right, where 150 to 200 people show up. Hopefully it'd be 300 to 400 in the next couple of months. These people show up, they're looking for things to do on a daily basis. They look for the swing trades. They're looking for advice. They pay a certain amount of money to hear me spew my ranting and ravings, and they're hoping, right? They're there so they can get good information to make money in the stock market. Now, here's what I was curious. I didn't ask you this question last week. Would you prefer, let's say if you were, paying the $4,000 a year to hang with us or whatever it is now, and I showed you my P&L, right? And my P&L was always green and I was always making money. But all the other advice that I gave was terrible, right? And you didn't take any of my trades that I was doing physically, but you only took the trades that I was talking about, and you were losing money on every trade. Is that better for you? Because in my opinion, I'd rather the guy that I was following just give me good advice. I don't personally give a fuck about what he's doing with his own finances. So that's what I've always kind of been a little bit confused. What do you care what I'm doing? You want to be involved in this fresh pet short? Well, guess what? It worked, but then I personally blew the trade. But you know what? The best part about it, no one knew that I was shorting more at 117.50 and getting my ass kicked when it squoze back to the 120. They only knew that I shorted it at 124 and it was at 117.50. So if they were following what I did, they wound up losing on the trade itself. But if you just did what I told you to do, you made money. So I don't know. It seems like I'd rather be telling people what to do and have them make money because that's what they're paying for than have to worry about what the fuck I'm doing. And by the way, Chris, and one more time, at the end of the year, I'm going to be up about 120 grand just shorting UVXY. I guarantee it. I'll be up about 125. Just forget every other trade. So on December 31st, 2024, I'll show you my P&L on UVXY. I don't know what that proves because it proves nothing because it doesn't matter, right? Nobody cares except for you. You got to get over that. You got to get over that, man. Just if you're learning how to trade VWAP and you're learning about the fades and the dips and the rips and the faux show bros and everything that teaches you how to make money in the market, that's what you should be happy about. You should be happy that you're learning things that actually do work, opposed to being, sucking into some sort of pump and dump or sucking into some other bullshit that, some other guru will tell you about, or a scanner that they want you to sell, or some other bullshit. I'm actually teaching people how to trade any market there is, and it's a really great community that I built. But again, without negativity, what would the world be, right? We're all surrounded by negativity and awfulness. But I'm trying my best not to be that guy. It's very hard for me. I'm not going to talk about it today because it's very hard. I'm going to therapy for it, and that's where I'm going to leave you. So again, make money. This is the greatest trading market ever. Days like this are fucking boring. They're awful. You do one or two trades. So going back to the original premise, day trading, it really is about a half an hour. You get a feel for the market between 8 and 8:30. 8:30 to 9. 9:30 comes, the bell rings. Basically 9:45 to 10:30. You have 7 or 8 opportunities where it's a low risk entry with a medium to large reward. And that's it. So basically 9:45 to 10:30. So let's call it an hour. And then it's done. And then the market just goes back to doing what it does. Goes up all the time. All right? I'll see you guys soon. Good luck. I hope you did all right. It's 12 o'clock. Your day should be over. Get away from the desk. Get the hell away from the